So the next question is implement a stack by using two queues. So here we need to implement a stack, and we can use a queues to implement the stack. So as we know, in a queue, if we want to insert an element, this is a queue and this is a stack. So if we want to insert an element, there are two pointers, that is front and rear. In the stack we have only one pointer, that is top. So as we know, queue follows first in first out operation, whereas stack follows last in first out operation. So if we want to insert an element, like we will be inserting like 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. In a queue we insert the element by using the rear pointer. So this will be 1, front and rear will be here, and then it will be like 2, then rear will be here, then 3, rear will be here, and 4, rear will be here. So if we want to delete an element, we can delete from this front pointer of the queue, and if we want to insert an element, we can insert at the rear pointer of the queue. So and whereas in a stack, if we insert the same element, it will look like 1, then 2, then 3, and then 4. Now the top will be pointing to here, and if we want to pop out the element, like delete the element, the stack will remove the newest element, that is 4. But whereas in a queue, if we perform dequeue operation, queue will delete this element, that is the element which came first. But by using queue, we need to implement the stack. So if we want to pop the element, then by using queue we need to remove this element, that is the last element. So for that we will be using one more queue, that is queue2. And suppose if user has performed like push 1, push 2, push 3, and push 4. So initially we have an empty queues, that is the queue1 and that is queue2. Here when user performs push operation, we will just insert an element in a queue1, then here will be the front and rear initially, and then when user performs push 2, we will just insert, and in here 3 and then 4. But when user performs pop operation, because we need it here, we have to implement a stack, so we can't pop this element, so we need to pop this element, because in stack it should remove this element. So for that, here my idea is, if suppose there is n element in the queue, I will copy n-1 element, because I need to get this front at here to delete 4, because in queue we can delete only by a front pointer. So I will copy the all n- element, means this element, to queue2, so that I don't lose this data. So I will copy this element, that is 1, 2 and 3. After deleting these elements, my front will be here and rear will be here. So after deleting the element, n-1 element, then we will even delete this element. So now our queue2 will be all empty, because we have even removed and copied n-1 element, and even we have deleted this element too, but we have not copied the last element because we just wanted to delete this element. So now we have the whole earlier data, because we have popped this out. So then now we have queue1 as a empty, but again if user want to insert some data and delete some data, so to keep it in the flow, I have to copy all the data in queue1, so that when user again performs the push operation, then he can enter in a queue1, and then if he again wants to pop up some element, then we will follow the same procedure. But there is one more optimized way. Instead of copying again all the data, that is resetting back to the queue1, we can just exchange these pointer. We will call it as queue1, we will exchange queue1 with queue2 and queue2 with queue1. So we will make it as q1 and we will make it as q1 as q2. So again we have resetted it back to the original form. So this is the whole idea of implementing the stack by using two queues. So let's start writing the program. So in here I have to use the inbuilt queue. For that I will import something. And now here I will start my class named solution, and in that I will use an inbuilt queue of integer named, I will name it as q1. The first queue will be the q1, and similarly we have same thing as q2. And then we will write two, because we have to implement the stack. So the stack operations are push and pop. So here it will be like public void push int element, and in that, see here, whenever user performs push operation, we will be just inserting the element in a q1, because initially q1 will be, oh, it should be 1 and it should be 2. Initially q1 will be empty and q2 also is empty. So whenever user performs push operation for first time, it should be inserted into the q1. So here I will add q1 dot add. Add is one of the method of this interface. q1 add an element. So next our method we need to write is pop. So for popping, let's suppose user has entered these numbers 1 2 3 4. Now we need to pop the fourth element. Now to pop up the fourth element, we need to first copy these n-1 element into, we need to remove and copy these n-1 element into q2. So for that I will write an while loop to check whether the size has reached to the n-1, q1 dot size. If it is greater than 1, then I will q2 dot add whatever q1 has removed, and this while loop will execute till this location. So after that we need to even remove this, but we don't need to copy the fourth element, the last element. So for that I will just remove the last element, and after removing the element we have 1 2 and 3 in here, and q1 will be the empty queue. Now we need to reset it back, so we will just swap these two. We will make it as q2 and we will make it as q1. So here I will write I will create a temporary queue here, and I will assign it to, I'm just writing the code of swap. So q1 and q1 is equal to q2 and q2 is equal to temp. So this is the swap code. Swap q1 on q2. So this is the whole pop operation. And now below that we'll write in public static void main object to call these methods. Suppose object dot, I will perform push 1, object dot push 2, again I will call some pop operation. I can again call object dot push 3, and here object dot pop, and here completes this main function. So this is the whole program to implement a stack by using two queues. So if you see, we are performing just only one operation here to just add, to push the element into the stack. So here it will be just order of 1. So pushing the data into the stack by using queue will be take order of n only. And to pop the element, we are copying the n-1 data into q2. So for that we will need order of n, order of n. So this will be the push operation will take order of 1 and pop operation will take order of n.